surfaces or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Tanner's Bar and Grill, Vinny Kreekak, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Welcome in to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Hey, welcome to the Get Your Happy On Hour. I'm your host, Ricky C. Simmons, on 93.7 The Ticket. You know, I got to give a big shout out to Falls City, Nebraska, man. You guys showed a lot of love the other night, and I just want to let you know that it wasn't taken for granted. And the standing ovation, get out of here, man. Y'all made me feel real special. I just want to say thank you. Big shout out to Falls City. You know, Falls City already knows this, but I'm going to share something with you guys on air tonight. It's well documented that I've had a lot of peaks and valleys in my life. You know, a lot of times people want to keep those parts of their life private because it's not something easily discussed, because you got to actually throw yourself under the bus is a term that I use. And that's not easy to do, man, especially to people that don't know you. And if you've had the opportunity to get it together after the storm, then you really don't want people to know. And I'm telling you this because, like I said, a lot of you already know, but I want you guys to know we got a great show set up tonight with my guest is a person that I think you guys will find very interesting. I call it a success story, which I love those. So we're going to get right into it, man, because we got a lot to cover. I want to welcome Bob Haney. How you doing, man?
I'm doing awesome, brother.
Hey, well, look, Bob, I mean, I know a little bit, but I want everybody to know a lot.
Right.
So
gotcha.
I'm going to just start off with, man, where are you from?
Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha. You grew up in Omaha?
I grew up in Omaha, and then I kind of have like a bad Jackie Collins novel child.
Okay.
I have, let's see, 10 marriages and 9 divorces between 3 parents.
Wow.
It was not a terribly stable childhood. It was kind of sometimes dangerous and sketchy all at the same time. And when I was 13, I moved to live in South Dakota with my mom and stepdad. My sister and I moved, and then I went to high school in Yankton, South Dakota.
Okay.
Moved back. I was a college athlete. I played baseball. I walked on at Nebraska. My freshman year, there were, I think, 250 walk-ons for like 2 positions.
Oh, wow.
And I was kind of I was a naughty kid. I was a good kid. I didn't get caught, but I was kind of naughty.
Okay. Got away with some things.
I was naughty and nice. I was a good student, but I had the propensity to smoke a little pot in my day. And my freshman year, I walked on. John Sanders was the coach. He said that the cut list will be outside the athletic department every day. And I didn't hear him say that. And I just kind of kept going back every day. So this kid, Kurt Thomas, he was another pitcher. The final day of the tryouts, I guess. I could tell that the kids that were there with me were kind of dwindling down, and that the scholarship athletes and the players, were starting to filter in and practice with us. And so he said that the final cut list will be outside the athletic department room door as it has been every day. And I said, Kurt, I said, have you been going to check? And he goes, no, haven't you? Haven't you? I'm like,
You just going to
he,
practice.
he said yes. And I said, no, I haven't. And so I went, and I was one of the two players that they brought on, and
From 250 walk-ons?
out of 250. And
Wow.
so my high school girlfriend, about 2 weeks later, week and a half later, was a first inter squad game, and Ray Tromba, who was the pitching coach, he goes, "You're starting." And I said, I can't. I got to go back up to South Dakota because my high school girlfriend thought she was pregnant. I went back to Yankton, and I was so embarrassed that I did that. I never went back. And
Oh, wow.
So that was, so then my freshman year, after I quit playing, I started drinking and doing a lot of drugs, and I went through rehab after my freshman year in college. And then I walked on at Iowa Western and played there, and then dropped out of college, quit playing baseball, and followed my now wife, Kathy,
Yes,
to Arizona.
Yeah. Okay.
She and I had given her a ring when we were 12 years old that she still has.
Oh, wow.
She still has it. And so then I followed her to Arizona. That was when I really heavily got into drugs. She and I went different directions. I didn't see her for 25 years. We reconnected 15 years ago, got married 8 years ago. But in between all of that was the story that you know.
Well, I guess where I'm going with this next is, after you left college,
Mhm.
You went to Arizona. You said you got into all these lows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Peaks and valleys, as you
Peaks,
call.
yeah.
I do the same thing. I say it's the same thing.
I mean, a lot of people don't understand just how difficult that is to deal with. I mean, I'm not making excuses for it.
No.
It's a choice that we both made.
Sure.
But the fact that you were able to survive it, I want you to share with everybody this story. I think you've told me before, but I thought it was a great story. You somehow ended up in New York.
So after Kathy and I went different directions when I was 21, I was drunk in a bar in Arizona. A lot of my story started, I was drunk in a bar.
Okay. All right.
So anyway, I was drunk in a bar in Arizona, and this dude came up and asked me if I wanted to, if I had ever modeled before. And I was like, no. And he said, I'm doing a calendar. Do you want to do it? And to be perfectly honest, I didn't remember talking to this guy at all. And 2 weeks later, I get this phone call. He said, we're shooting today. I said, you're shooting what? And he goes, we're shooting the calendar I talked to you about. So I ended up doing this calendar, went through, ended up, like, before that calendar came out, I had called my mom in Kansas City. She and my stepdad had moved to Kansas City, and I had called her and said, I need help, because after Kathy and I broke up, I'd heavily into cocaine. And I was, apparently my dad and my first stepdad in Omaha had gotten a call at some point while I was living in Arizona. And somebody said to him, he said, he didn't know who it was, but they said, either get your son out of Arizona or he's going to get killed.
Wow.
So apparently things that I was doing was stepping on people's toes. So anyway, I moved to Kansas City, went through rehab the second time in 3 years. And that was when I started modeling, and I started doing a lot of local stuff in Kansas City. And then I worked in Denver and Chicago, or Denver and Dallas. After modeling for like 7 years in those 3 cities, I went to Chicago and couldn't get representation. This woman, Marie Anderson Boyd, said, go to Florida and test with some photographers, and we'll see how you do. Well, I ended up meeting Egon von Furstenberg, who was the Prince of Italy. He owned an agency in Milan. I met he and this booker at this agency the next day after I had met him. 3 days later, they called and they said, we want you in Milan. I said, well, I don't have any money, because I was broke.
Right.
Because I spent all my money on drugs and booze. And so I said, you're going to have to fly me there. You're going to have to give me money to live and a place to live. And they said, all right. So I ended up flying to Milan, worked in Milan for tried to work in Milan for about 3 months, ended up in Greece, worked there, and actually, worked and made some money in Greece. At this point, I'm like 29 years old. I go back to the United States, I'm living in Chicago. Again, perpetuating my abuse, ended up in rehab at Hazelden for the third time, and then ended up in New York and at a halfway house in New York. And I was clean for about 10 months and ended up going back. And I walked out of a crack house in Harlem one Sunday morning, and I don't know how long I had been there. And about 2 years later, I finally got sober, and 22 years ago.
Man,
and here I am.
Yeah, congratulations, man. I mean, and I appreciate your honesty and your courage, just to admit that, because it's not easy. A lot of people that have been through things less than that don't want to admit it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
So I'll just say, man, I'm proud of you.
Well, it's the whole process of being sober and being clean and doing what I do now, which is Heavenly Waffles.
Right.
I had cooked my entire life. Baseball and cooking were my two passions. And I never worked in restaurants. With like the first 7 years I was modeling, I waited tables and I bartended, but I never wanted to be back in the kitchen because I didn't want to lose that passion for cooking. And I kind of, when I was playing baseball at Iowa Western, it became a job.
Right.
I tell you what, kudos to all of the college athletes out there, because it's a job. People who don't think it's a job, it's a job.
Oh, absolutely.
And so all of the things that I did, and when I was in Europe, I would always cook for people. When my grandmother turned, when I was living in Kansas City before I went to Europe and was modeling over there. I would drive up to Omaha once a month and cook for my grandma. When she turned 80, she kind of quit eating. And so I would drive up to Omaha, play cards with her, and we'd smoke cigarettes and play cards, and I would fill her refrigerator with foods. And I would make pan crepes. And so it was a pancake, cross between a pancake and a crepe.
Okay.
Some ingredients of a pancake recipe my mom made, some ingredients of a pancake recipe my grandma made. One day there wasn't one of the ingredients, which was sour cream, but there was yogurt in the refrigerator. I'm like, oh, that'll work. And so that's how that recipe was born. When I was in Europe, I would cook for everybody, and I would give anybody recipes of anything else that I would make except for that. Just because my grandmother was during when my mom got divorced from my first stepdad got custody of all of us kids and made my mom out to be an unfit mother.
Oh, wow.
But she wasn't. But he basically took us away from her for 6 years. Gotcha. And so my grandmother was my rock and my foundation. And so because I had created that pancake crepe recipe with her, for her, because of her, and she was my stability as a kid. And so I never gave that recipe out. So when I retired from modeling, I trademarked the name Pan Crepes, sold it as a batter, had them in restaurants all over Omaha, did the farmer's market. I had 2 licensing agreements fall through, one with ConAgra, one with Ventura Foods. So after those 2 agreements fell through, I ended up moving to Austin, Texas, went to Le Cordon Bleu, graduated from Le Cordon Bleu summa cum laude. I was never a summa cum laude anything except for the, doing the things that I did wrong.
Yeah.
And so I ended up graduating from there, moved back to Omaha, trademarked the name Pan Crepes, and started selling it. I guess I had converted the batter to a shelf stable dry mix, and we had them in 250 high V's, no frills and Russes. And when we would go do demos, we would sell out. But when we weren't there, they sat on the shelves. So about 7 years ago, we changed the mixing instructions from adding water to adding club soda and egg and oil, and changed the name to Heavenly Waffles. Got out of retail and started doing events. And, we do events here.
Right.
When we're available on Heavenly Waffle Sunday or Wednesdays.
Right.
And so do events. And so we've transitioned into working on getting our mix into retail.
Well, let me ask you this, though. I was talking to you a little bit before the show. When you when you started doing Heavenly Waffles, it was about 7 years ago. Is that correct?
Yep.
And it's a real tedious process trying to get this to be a household name. Is that true?
It is. It's really difficult. I mean, it's people don't understand the process it takes just to get into grocery store chains on a national level, because you have to have distribution. Well, if you don't have the grocery store chains already selling them, then the distributors won't pick you up. So it's like a chicken or the egg. What came first, the chicken or the egg? And
Right.
it's kind of the same thing. So we have our mix in restaurants all over the country as well. The University of Nebraska serves them to all their athletes. University of Miami, they're close. I think they're coming on board soon. University of Tennessee, University of South Florida. We've just been vetted and cleared to start selling our mix to every Major League Baseball training facility, every spring training facility, but we still don't have distribution in the food service arena. So like Cisco, US Foods, Reinhardt.
Right.
And so they want us to have, hundreds of facilities already serving them, so that once they pick us up, they'll have inventory to get out. Well, we can't get national chains to pick us up unless we have distribution. And so it's like one thing or the other.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I'll tell you about it is you've already beat the odds.
I believe we have.
Yeah,
the fact that I'm here and alive,
right.
I think there's, so many times people wonder why I tell so many stories about my past. And it's like, well, I think, and I know some of it I'm not proud of. A lot of it I'm not terribly proud of.
Right.
However, I wouldn't change anything, because if I changed one or two of the different things in my past, I wouldn't be here in the present.
And see, and that's the part right there where I think the courage pays off.
Right.
Because, see, once you put it out there yourself, then the sting of people finding out is gone.
Sure. And when Heavenly Waffles becomes a household name, I'm sure that people will come out of the woodwork with stories about me back in the day.
Yeah, I remember when he used to do this.
Exactly.
And that's totally fine, because, I think we're in a society today that understands that if a person says they're perfect, you need to have your feet start moving, because they're lying, first of all.
Right.
And then something's good is never going to come from that, because, man, I haven't met nobody perfect.
No.
And anyone that says they are, then all I really need is what I call the 50 feet rule.
Right.
You can be perfect over there, like way over there.
50 feet away from me.
I mean, my point I'm trying to make is, when you're honest about your past and you are trying to go forward and do something productive, which is what I see.
Sure.
I think that's something that needs to be appreciated.
Right.
And respected. Society may disagree with me there, but that's okay. My thing is, I'm saying to you, just the fact that you were given another opportunity at life, to trademark this,
right,
and to be as far as you may, in my opinion, you're already successful,
for sure.
But I understand the concept of, we wasted a lot of time. So now we on a mission.
Mm-hmm.
We got,
right.
And we're trying to get as much done as we can, because life doesn't come with a contract.
Well, I look at all of the things that the many years that it took me to get to where I am.
Right.
And I think about the time wasted, the money wasted, the self-esteem, when you're drinking and doing drugs, your self-esteem is horrible. You just feel awful about yourself. And then it's a vicious circle, because, you go out and tear it up at night, and then you wake up the next day and you feel horrible about yourself.
Right.
The fact that I'm still alive is a miracle, literally a miracle.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I agree with you 100%. And the reason why is because I know from personal experience as well. So what I'm saying to you is, this distribution deal that they're talking about, you'll get it.
Yeah, well,
you'll get it. It's like, we got to go through some tests.
Peaks and valleys.
Yeah, peaks and valleys. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's and I'm gonna switch it up and say it like this, like the get your happy on hour.
Get your happy on, for sure.
I really, literally, I create that every day.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? and everybody don't want to be happy all the time. I understand that. But see, I'm not trying to be everybody. I'm trying to be me.
Right.
And that's the same thing you're doing with your walk. You're trying to create something that you want to create. And you're going to meet resistance.
Oh, for sure. Oh, there's so much resistance. And it's funny because what Kathy and I do, we have so much fun. And you watch us.
Absolutely.
We have so much fun. We get to, because, and I guess I haven't told the listeners, 40% of Heavenly Waffles, it's the dry mix is a dry yogurt. 40% yogurt, 7 grams of protein, only 110 calories per waffle. We have, you can go to heavenlywaffles.com and order. But what we do, because of the ingredients in our product, there's no other product on the market like it. When people bite into them, they're surprised. Right. They're amazed that it can be so healthy as well as good. And so if we can surprise people and make people smile everywhere we go, right, that's a win.
Well, the one thing I noticed,
I used to just piss people off all the time.
I know when I eat them, they don't. Sometimes when I get a full stomach, I get sleepy.
Sure,
and I don't have that when I've
it's
never had that.
It's that hypoglycemic reaction. So, because we're replacing 40% of the traditional flour with 40% dry yogurt, and also we're reducing the sodium by a ridiculous amount. You don't have that hypoglycemic reaction, that big dough ball in your belly, and that tired feeling. Yeah,
well, man, I'll be honest with you. When I first tried them, I was like, man, this is different.
It is.
It's different.
It is.
And I've been eating them ever since. So, I mean,
as often as possible.
Yeah, you don't have to twist my arm. I mean, all you got to do is give me a heads up.
There you go.
Hey, man, we got Heavenly Waffles down here today. And I'm like, okay, man, I'll be there.
I'll see you in 20.
I want you to know something, man. I really think it's important that you keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about a whole lot more stuff, but I just wanted to get that part out right now because I think that was something that needed to be put out front so that we can talk freely now.
Sure.
And you don't have to have your guard up.
Right.
So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back on 93.7 The Ticket to get you happy on hour. Don't go anywhere. Woohoo!
The holidays are right around the corner. This is a great year to give your family and loved ones the gift of shoes to encourage them to stay active. Fleet Feet Lincoln fits you properly for shoes, and they offer a free group that meets 3 days a week, plus other training programs and a walking group on Mondays. Get healthy, stay healthy with proper shoe wear from Fleet Feet Lincoln and a group of friends that will support you and keep you accountable. Start your health adventure at Fleet Feet Lincoln at 77th and Pioneers.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, powered by Sunbelt Rentals. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador, Select Plumbing, Jimmy John's, Lincoln Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits, Fleet Feet, Yours Cheese Spread on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese and 84th and Havelock. This week's special through November 14th is spend $40 and you'll get to buy one, get one free on 8-ounce prepackaged sirloins. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
And we're back. Man, I'll be honest with you. You know, I appreciate the honesty. I appreciate the courage that it takes to admit your past faults, because, you know, that's where our society likes to, you know, we like to focus on the negative. So, you know, when you throw your negative out there, you actually take the sting away from society because they can't hold it against you. So, Bob, I'm going to say, man, congratulations on getting your life turned around, first of all.
Thank you.
And I'm really, really, really proud of the fact that you took something, you found something that you could do, that you enjoy doing.
Sure.
And you turned it into a business.
Right.
And to me, I think that's priceless, because think about all the people that get up every day. Probably be some in the morning getting up with that, I hate to go to work.
Right.
Man, I hate it. I mean, every day that I wake up, and I'm pretty sure it's real close to the same for you, every day you wake up, you get the opportunity to go do what you enjoy doing.
Right.
And that's, man, to me, that's priceless. And to come from where you came from to get to where you are now, and, man, the sky's the limit to where you can go.
Sure.
So all I'm saying to you is, even though a lot of people may not be encouraging you, I want to encourage you personally to keep doing what you're doing, because you're going to be fine.
I appreciate
I know it don't seem like it right this second.
Some days, And again, it's peaks and valleys. Some days it's amazing. I mean, a lot of days, most days it is amazing. Every once in a while we'll have to be down in the valley, but you know what? You learn more in the valley than you do on the peak.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
Kathy and I get the opportunity. We love what we do, and we do what we love. And if you do that, you don't work a day in your life.
I couldn't agree with you more. I say that all the time. If you love what you do, you're just getting paid to do what you love doing.
Right.
I mean, it's not really work.
Yeah.
No, not
it's
work.
not work at all.
No.
It's so much fun.
I've heard people talk about the grind.
Oh yeah.
This ain't no grind.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, there's portions of what we do that aren't as fun as others.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
But on a daily basis, we get to do what we love, and we get to make people smile. And the things that are coming our way is just, I have to pinch myself so many times. The fact that we've been vetted, we have been invited to the MLB winter meetings.
Okay.
And
when you say MLB, explain
Major League Baseball.
Major League
And
Baseball.
so we get to go to Nashville in December, and I couldn't make it in the major leagues with my arm, but I'm going to make it with my Heavenly Waffles.
There you go.
And so we are going to have the opportunity to cook for, all of the attendees, and more importantly, the registered dietitians, and because they're kind of they're the people who will approve.
Right.
And so it's just, and then we found out the other day, two days ago, yesterday maybe, that we get to do the fancy food show in Las Vegas. You have to be approved to, or vetted and approved to be able to do that.
Okay.
And so it's one of the top, I guess, 3 food shows in the country every year. And it's a springboard to get distribution, like we were talking about earlier.
Right.
And showcase our product and show the culinary world, or the food world, our product on a grander scale.
And I think that's important, because the more venues you can get in like that,
right?
I just like your opportunities to get closer to those distribution deals,
right?
Because the more people get to know about Heavenly Waffles, eventually, if you keep, it's like that old saying, you keep hanging around the barbershop, you're gonna get a haircut.
You're gonna get your haircut.
Yeah. So
That's
if people keep hearing Heavenly Waffles, at some point they're gonna try it.
Right.
And that's all you want.
And
them to
once
do.
they try it,
yeah, well,
once people try them,
I'm a victim. I'm a victim.
Exactly.
And the funniest part about it is, before I tried them, I really wasn't a big waffle guy.
You're my favorite customer. Really, because there's a lot of people who don't like waffles.
Yeah.
Ironically enough, and the reason they don't like them is because of how they make you feel, and because Heavenly Waffles don't make you feel like you have a big dough ball in your belly.
Yep.
People, we're probably 99.999% of the people who say they don't like waffles that love our product.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I tried it because basically I met you through my little brother.
Right.
And Randy, big shout out to Randy J.
Exactly.
Goodwin.
Exactly.
Randy introduced us, man, and and he after you left, he was telling me about the waffles, and he, and Randy can sell ice to an Eskimo in the wintertime anyway. But I mean, he was just so excited about.
He's emphatic.
Yeah.
About Heavenly Waffles.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's a foodie, but I am too. So
right.
He just kept going. I'm like, man, okay, man. All right, little bro. Just because it's you, I'll try him. And, really and truly, when I first tried him, I was just going to do him just that one time, just to appease him. Now, you got me looking for him.
Was the first time you had him at our house? Was that the first time?
No, it was actually.
Or was it at Lanahaw? Did he bring?
Yeah.
So you came out to Lanahaw Nursery.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I came out there, man, and I brought Odious Lee with me.
Oh, yeah. Love Odious.
Hey, big shout out to my big brother, Odious Lee.
Odious, we're going to be.
He's on the stream.
What?
Odious tapped in.
I love it. Odious, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Odious, man, you see who I got with me, man. Yeah, I know you want me to look out for you, big brother. I got you. Don't worry about it.
November 19th, we'll be at Lanahaw Nursery. It's a Sunday, 11 to 2. We're doing the cornbread Heavenly Waffle with the 11-hour braised pot roast chili on top, and that, as well as traditional. Yeah.
Big bro, you heard him, right? Okay.
November 19th.
November 19th.
Exactly. We also just picked up Rexius Nutrition Lincoln and Rexius South Nutrition, and two Rexius Nutritions in Lincoln just started selling Heavenly Waffles.
And you have another place already here,
Culinary Kitchen.
Culinary Kitchen, yeah. Big shout out to them.
Kevin Knuchin owns Culinary Kitchen, Da Vinci's, and Greenfields.
Okay.
And so hopefully soon Greenfields is going to start serving Heavenly Waffles. About 95% of Culinary Kitchen's menu is Heavenly Waffles. I trained their staff, helped RJ with the menu, got him trained on how to make Heavenly Waffles properly, because there is there's a few different idiosyncrasies to our product because of the dry yogurt. You have to blend it in a blender, and then before you close the waffle iron, you have to let it start to bubble. Like you wait for a pancake to bubble before you flip it. Let the bubbles start to appear on top of the Heavenly Waffle batter, then close the waffle iron for about 5 minutes.
Well, I'll tell you what, I just catch them when they're done. That's the best way to catch them. Catch them when they're done.
Catch them when they're done.
But, man, I just want to, again, I'm just proud of you, man. And I'm going to keep saying that, because I want you to understand, when you're doing something that's very big that no one really understands like you understand it.
Sure.
Sometimes you got to give yourself credit.
That's very true. And I guess I look back at my past, my present, my future, and being able to make the decision 22 years ago has enabled God's plan to be fulfilled for me. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? And it's like, had I continued doing what I was doing, I'd have died. And I would have never been able to fulfill God's plan for me, and which is what I'm doing right now. And it's clearly what God intended me to do.
And you're doing a great job at it, and you're having fun. I mean, think about that. Just that simple concept. Besides all the other stuff that's coming.
Sure.
I mean, the fact that you are given another opportunity to do something that you really love, when technically we both
I'm living on borrowed time.
Yeah, well, we both done enough not to be here.
Right. Goodness.
Let's make that clear.
Oh my goodness.
So, I mean, basically you're making the most out of whatever time you may have left.
Right.
And I respect that, because that's exactly what I'm doing. I respect it. I respect it.
The roads that we went down were not, I guess they weren't traditional. It was not a traditional path.
No.
But we're both in a place that we're happy for.
Oh, yeah. Well, to me, every day that I'm blessed to see is another day in paradise.
Sure.
I say that all the time, 50,000 times a day. And people think it's just a saying, but it's really how I feel. And the reason why I say it is my way of saying thank you.
Right.
To the power greater than all of us.
Right.
I mean, I don't take anything for granted. And most people that are in recovery,
right,
they don't take stuff for granted.
You can't. You
can, but there's some consequences coming.
Well, those are the people that take in our positions that start taking things for granted again. Those are the ones who go back.
Absolutely. I agree. I mean, when I say don't take things for granted, I mean, it's the simple things. I'm not talking about the big things. I'm talking about the simple things. And simple as, the fact that you can think.
Right.
The fact that you woke up. Those aren't guaranteed.
So I think I've told you the story about 3 or 4 months before I quit drinking. I came to, I don't even know what day it was, but it was like 3:00 in the afternoon. I woke up and I was getting dressed to go back to the bar that I had left at like 3:00 in the morning. and sitting on the side of my bed thinking, this is a vicious circle, and I don't think I'm ever going to be able to stop. And that was like 3 months, but and not even kind of thinking that, like in the deepest of my heart, knowing that I don't think I'm going to be able to stop this.
Right.
And I knew that I was going to go start drinking again, and I knew I was going to go score again.
Right.
And thinking, I don't know how I'm ever going to be able to get out of this vicious circle. And I remember that day as vividly as the day that I came to again, like 2:00 in the afternoon, and thinking, I'm going to die, I'm going to end up in jail, or I'm going to end up hurting somebody in an accident, and I wouldn't be able to live with myself. And the second that final thought passed my brain, it was like God touched me. And I didn't know it was God at the time. I just thought the compulsion to drink was gone. It literally was just gone like that.
Right.
And so, and years later, I realized, it was God saving me again. But had I not been able to do that, I'd be dead.
The thing is, man, you were given another chance. I call that a blessing.
100%.
Yeah. And the fact that you got that blessing and you're taking advantage of it. I think, I just think that it's important, man, that you continue doing what you're doing. And if there's anybody out there listening or that knows someone that is struggling, man, just encourage them not to give up.
Right.
Because the moment you give up, then the devil wins.
The people who quit are the people who fail.
Right. Yeah. But the devil, I think the devil, man, this is just my personal opinion before I say this. But I think I seen the devil at a gym trying to get a membership. I think he's starting to lift weights or something. He don't give up, man. He don't need sleep. He don't need any rest. He's like 24/7. I call him Nick at night because he's up all night doing everything he can do to make you not want to be successful. So never give up. My good friend Maggie Thorne, that's her saying, never give up. And I respect that because it takes a certain mindset to be able to get past the addiction, the active addiction.
Right.
Now, we're going to be dealing with it forever.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Literally all it would take is one drink for me. And I know that for a fact because I had been sober for about 3.5 years. I was on my way to Miami to test with photographers. And my old roommate and I my roommate from Kansas City, he and I drove there and then he flew back to Kansas City. But we were in New Orleans and I hadn't had a drink in 3.5 years. And for some reason, and it was the devil, literally the devil just pops in. He can pop into your head. And in an addict's mind, all you have to do is think about it once and think, I want that. And so I went into a bar. It was a wine bar. I ordered a glass of red wine. And so all it took was one glass of red wine and I was on another 8-year binge.
Yeah. See?
And so I know where that one drink will take me.
Yeah. And seeing so many people get tripped up with that. They get a little clean time.
They think, I can handle it.
Yeah. Self-esteem starts feeling, start coming back. Yeah. Life's okay.
Right.
And then, I always encourage people to understand this too. And this is why I'm talking about this so much tonight. Anytime from Halloween to New Year's, I call that relapse season.
That's a dangerous time. Yeah.
Most people between Halloween and New Year's, that's a very festive time of the year. And everybody's in a celebration mode.
Sure.
Because of the holidays, there are more relapses that happen during that time. So just be aware of that. And don't fall for the okey doke, man. Don't go for the banana in the tailpipe trick. Well, man, I haven't drank in X amount of years. What is one little drink gonna hurt?
I can tell you. I can tell you for sure. One drink took me on an 8-year binge. And in that 8-year binge, probably every single day I wanted to die. And seriously, I hated myself. And I hated who I had become. I was not a good person. I wasn't an honest person. I wasn't doing anything that was fulfilling to me or for me. And, I really had alienated everyone in my life. and it was just, it was miserable.
Well, actually, a lot of people think when they're drinking that they're having fun, and they're not.
Alcohol is a depressant.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many times I've told that to people and they're like, no, that's not it. I'm like, how do you feel the next day? Oh, okay. Maybe
Yeah.
so.
I don't remember what I did last night.
Right.
Hey, don't you guys go anywhere. We're going to take one more break here at 93.7 The Ticket to Get You Happy on Hour. We'll be right back.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
After being Lincoln's #1 trusted plumbing, heating, and cooling company for 27 years, John Henry's is proud to announce we now offer electrical services. Call today to book a full range of electrical services by our licensed, background-checked professional electricians. John Henry's, our family serving yours.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
Now offering electrical.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
What do you think of when you hear the chocolate season? Artisan chocolates? Of course, they have the best chocolates this side of the Atlantic. Friendly neighborhood coffee shop? Yup, they're that too. A nationally recognized top-tier brunch spot. Waffle weekends, baby. And the place to grab a gift for literally any occasion? Everybody loves chocolate. See for yourself at the Chocolate Season, 40th and Old Cheney, or order ahead online at thechocolateseason.com.
Constructors Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring heavy equipment mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Tune in to the Malone Radio Show from 9 to 10 p.m. every Sunday night to learn more about the Malone Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln. It's the Malone Radio Show every Sunday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Tanner's Bar and Grill, Vinny Creekat, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Hey, we back. Say, Austin, welcome back.
Thanks, Ricky. Good to be back.
Hey, look, man, I want to, before we finish this thing up, I need to see, is anybody chimed in over there?
Oh, we got all sorts of people.
What?
No shocker. We got Brett.
Brett, what's up down there, man? Little brother doing big things in Tulsa. All right.
We got Rodney Lewis.
Lou Lovely. Hey, man, I appreciate you, boy. You know I appreciate you, Rodney. Thank you, man, for tuning in.
We got Odious Lee.
What? Big brother Odious Lee, I heard you was down there cooking, man, yesterday. Oh, but I expect big things like that out of you, man. Keep doing what you do.
And we got Carla.
Carla, now, I don't know what part of the world you in, but last time I checked, you was somewhere around Germany or something. So if you listening from Germany, homegirl, you know what? Appreciate you showing love to your homeboy. Keep doing big things. You know, man, I'll be honest with you. It means a lot to me when people listen to the show because my goal with this show is to try to educate, help people, and make people laugh and smile because that's why we call it the Get You Happy On Hour. You know, and I just want to thank you again, too, Bob, for your honesty and the fact that you was willing to share some of the stuff that you shared. That's not easy to do.
No.
And I just want you to know that I don't take that for granted as well. And don't worry about Heavenly Waffles, man. You're going to stay in business. Me and Otis are going to make sure of that.
I appreciate it.
You're going to be all right.
It's going to be fun. Watching the progress over the last year, the progress and the growth of our company is just it's astounding.
And you just brought on a bunch of new people?
We did. We brought on a CEO, a CFO, a chief marketing officer. And so now Kathy and I can do the things that we do best. They can do the things that they do best. And we'll be able to take it to the next level and make Heavenly Waffles a household name. That's the goal, is to make Heavenly Waffles a household name. And it doesn't have anything about money. We were offered $20 million a couple of years ago. And I didn't even consult Kathy about it. I said to him, I said, no, then what would I do? I'm like, I'm not done yet. I want to be the one driving the ship when we become a household name. I don't want to be sitting on the sideline saying, I used to
own that.
That used to be my company.
Yeah.
So
nobody's going to believe you no way.
Right. Well,
you know,
my picture's on the back of the bag.
Yeah, I know. but you know, they got Photoshop.
That's very true.
They'll be like, no, man, that dude's a drug addict.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
You know how I go.
Oh, I do.
And even when you do become famous, you know, there's going to be some people, I call them haters. You know, I actually love haters. And for those of you out there that don't have nobody to hate on, feel free to hate on your boy. I love you. I need you. You're my inspiration.
There we go. That's really funny. That is funny.
You know, but I will say this, man. Again, to the listeners, we just want to help. You know, and that's what this show is about.
Right.
Trying to help people, man, especially the people that are struggling in silence. You know, everybody don't want nobody to know they're struggling, you know, and I get that. So I hope we made it a little easier for you to admit, because you're actually listening to the two guys that has done enough not to be here.
Right. Well, and I think, so often I'll tell people, if I can do this, anybody can.
Absolutely.
If I can stop doing what I was doing, anybody can do it, because I was naughty. You were naughty.
Oh, yeah. Well, my on and off button was broke, so I couldn't quit. So I get it. I know if I can stop, it is definitely possible.
Right.
But, you know, I want to wrap this show up, man, with what I always wrap it up with, is every day that you're blessed to see, it truly is another day in paradise. And I want you guys to understand that. That's not just a saying. That's real. And people don't want to focus on what's real no more. So, as I always say, you got to get your happy on, but I'm going to say it like this. Every day you blessed to see, it's just another day in paradise. No matter what, you got to get your happy on. Y'all love it. Y'all take it easy, man.
I love it.
I'll see you next week.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
After being Lincoln's #1 trusted plumbing, heating, and cooling company for 27 years, John Henry's is proud to announce we now offer electrical services. Call today to book a full range of electrical services by our licensed, background-checked professional electricians. John Henry's, our family serving yours.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Now offering electrical.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havilah. This week's special through November 14th is spend $40 and you'll get to buy one, get one free on 8-ounce prepackaged sirloins. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Celebrate Thanksgiving this year with Venue Restaurant and Lounge and Venue at Home with our Thanksgiving to-go meal packages. Our packages include sliced turkey breasts and roasted gravy, herb stuffing, Yukon Gold mashed potatoes, a harvest salad, and more, with add-on options to upgrade your feast including smoked ham, prime rib, sides, appetizers, and desserts. You choose delivery right to your home or pick up at our Venue at Home storefront. Order today at holidaysbyvenue.net. That's holidaysbyvenue.net.
Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in November, with the best breakfast sandwiches in Lincoln made just the way you want. Order a caramel latte this month and 10% of proceeds will go to the Lincoln Habitat for Humanity. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels & Joe. Attention all Wings fans! 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings. The holidays are drawing closer, and there's not many things better than getting the gift of relaxation. Not just for yourself, but for anyone in your life. During November, for every service you get at the Body Shop, you get entered into their drawing for a free massage gift certificate equal to your last service. This goes all the way to the week before Christmas, so book your appointments now at thebodyshoplincoln.com and treat yourself and loved ones today. The Body Shop at 48th and A.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa,